The reckoning begins. Captain Zara Chen stood in the observation deck of the starship Vengeance, her fingers drumming against the reinforced plasteel as she watched the smoldering remains of what used to be Earth's largest colony. New Shanghai had been home to 12 million souls just 72 hours ago. Now it was nothing but glowing craters and twisted metal, a monument to alien cruelty. "Ma'am," came the voice of Lieutenant Torres from behind her. "The final casualty reports are in." Zara didn't turn around. She couldn't. Not yet. How many? 11.8 million confirmed dead. The rest, well, the Korvani took them. A bitter laugh escaped her lips. Took them. Such a gentle way to say enslaved, isn't it, Torres? "Yes, ma'am. Should I inform the crew?" "No need. They already know. Every human in the galaxy knows by now." Zara finally turned, her dark eyes blazing with a fury that made Torres step back instinctively. "But what they don't know yet is what we're going to do about it." The bridge of the Vengeance was a testament to human ingenuity and desperation, cobbled together from salvaged alien tech and human innovation. It looked like chaos but functioned with deadly precision. Zara had spent 3 years building this ship, recruiting her crew, preparing for the day when someone would push humanity too far. That day had come. Status report. Zara commanded as she entered the bridge. Commander Jake Morrison, her first officer and oldest friend, looked up from the tactical display. His weathered face bore the scars of a dozen battles, but his eyes held something new today, something dangerous. Long-range sensors show the Korvani fleet is holding position at the Nexus Station. Looks like they're celebrating. Jake's voice dripped with contempt. Intelligence suggests they're preparing to auction off the survivors. Auction. Zara tasted the word like poison. How civilized of them. Dr. Sarah Kim, the ship's chief medical officer and weapons specialist, an unusual combination that spoke to the desperate times they lived in, approached with a data pad. "Captain, I've been analyzing the Korvani biology samples we acquired from the Centauri raid. I think I found something interesting." Define interesting document. Sarah's smile was sharp as a blade. "Remember how they kept bragging about their superior immune systems? How they claimed human diseases were primitive and harmless? Yeah, so they were half right. Human diseases are harmless to humans. But I've been thinking about what might happen if we, shall we say, encourage some of our more aggressive microorganisms to evolve." Zara raised an eyebrow. "You're talking about biological warfare. I'm talking about giving them exactly what they gave us. Fear, suffering, the knowledge that their actions have consequences." Sarah's usual calm demeanor cracked slightly. "My sister was on New Shanghai, captain. She was a pediatric nurse. She was helping children when those monsters came." The bridge fell silent, except for the hum of the ship's engines. Every person there had lost someone. Every human in the galaxy had lost someone. How long would it take? Zara asked quietly. "The delivery system? I already have it. The Korvani love their victory feasts. They'll consume anything from a conquered world as a trophy. I can have the samples ready in 6 hours." "Do it." Meanwhile, in the engineering section, Chief Engineer Marcus Webb was having his own conversation with Revenge. The man had been tinkering with human technology for 30 years, always frustrated by the limitations, always knowing that human innovation was held back by resources and time. Well, time was up, and Marcus had found some very interesting resources. "Tommy, hand me that quantum resonator," Marcus called to his young assistant. Tommy Park, barely 22 and the best tech specialist Marcus had ever seen, carefully passed over the alien device. "Are you sure about this, Chief? The power output readings are off the charts." "That's the point, kid. The Korvani think they know everything about human technology. They think we're primitive. Inferior." Marcus's laugh was harsh. "They've never seen what happens when you give a desperate human access to technology that shouldn't exist. But the safety protocols. Safety protocols are for people who have something to lose. We lost everything 3 days ago." Marcus began connecting the resonator to the ship's power grid. "This little beauty is going to give us enough power to punch through their shields like they're made of paper." Back on the bridge, Communications Officer Lisa Chong looked up from her console with a grim expression. "Captain, we're receiving a transmission from the Korvani High Command. Put it through." The main screen flickered to life, revealing the grotesque form of High Admiral Vex'tar, the Korvani commander responsible for the massacre. His 4 eyes gleamed with satisfaction, and his mandibles clicked in what passed for Korvani laughter. "Ah, Captain Chen, I was hoping you would contact us. I have a proposition for you." "I'm listening." Zara's voice was ice. "Surrender your ship and crew, and I will ensure that your people die quickly. Continue this foolish resistance, and I will make sure every human in the galaxy suffers, as your colonists did. You know what, Vex'tar? I have a counterproposal." "Oh, and what might that be?" Zara's smile was terrifying. "Go to hell. We'll be sending you there personally." The transmission cut off, and Vex'tar's image disappeared. The bridge crew looked at their captain, waiting for orders. "Jake, plot a course to the Nexus Station. Maximum burn." "Captain, that's suicide. They have 50 ships to our 1. "No, Jake, that's justice. And besides," Zara's grin widened, "they're not expecting what we're bringing to the party." As the Vengeance moved through space toward its destination, the crew made their final preparations. In the medical bay, Dr. Kim worked feverishly on her biological surprise. In engineering, Marcus put the finishing touches on his power modifications. Throughout the ship, every human aboard prepared for what they knew would likely be their last battle. But they weren't afraid. They were angry. And there's nothing more dangerous in the galaxy than an angry human with nothing left to lose. 3 hours later, the Vengeance dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of the Nexus system. The massive space station hung in the void like a metal cancer, surrounded by the Korvani fleet. Lights blazed from every window, the sounds of celebration no doubt echoing through the corridors, where human slaves were being processed for sale. "Captain," Torres reported from the sensor station, "I'm reading massive energy signatures from the station. They're definitely having some kind of celebration." "Perfect. Sarah, are your packages ready?" "Loaded and ready for delivery." "Captain, the moment their shields drop for docking, we can deploy them." "Marcus, power levels?" "Holding steady at 400% of normal capacity. We got enough juice to punch through their entire fleet, if we need to." "Excellent. Jake, take us in. Let's crash their party." The Vengeance accelerated toward the Korvani fleet, its engines burning bright against the stars. As they approached, the alien ships began to move, forming a defensive perimeter around the station. "They're hailing us," Lisa reported. "Ignore them. We're done talking." The first Korvani ship opened fire, its plasma cannon striking the Vengeance's shields. The bridge shook, but the shields held. "Return fire," Zara commanded. The Vengeance's weapons, enhanced by Marcus's modifications, tore through the Korvani ship's defenses like they were made of tissue paper. The alien vessel exploded in a brilliant flash of light. "One down," Jake muttered. 49 to go." "Actually," Zara said, her voice carrying an odd note of satisfaction, "I think we're going to need a different approach." She activated the ship's communication system, broadcasting on all frequencies. "Attention, citizens of the galaxy. This is Captain Zara Chen of the Human Confederation. 3 days ago, the Korvani Empire murdered 12 million innocent people on New Shanghai. They did this not in war, but in cruelty. They did this not for territory, but for sport. They did this because they thought we were weak." The space battle continued around them as she spoke, the Vengeance weaving between enemy ships with deadly grace. "Today, you will learn what happens when you mistake human compassion for weakness. Today, you will discover what a human can do when everything they love has been taken from them. Today, the galaxy learns that humanity is not prey." The Vengeance dove toward the Nexus Station, its weapons blazing. Behind it, the Korvani fleet gave chase, their ships lighting up the void with weapons fire. "Sarah, deploy the packages. Let's give them a taste of human hospitality." "With pleasure, Captain." As the ship passed the station's shields, dozens of small containers ejected from its hull, each one containing Dr. Kim's specially modified biological agents. They would spread through the station's air system within hours, carried by the very atmosphere the Korvani breathed. Marcus, how's our power holding up? Still at maximum, Captain. This alien tech is incredible. We could fight for days with this energy output. Good, because we're just getting started. The Vengeance spun and dove, its weapons finding target after target. Each Korvani ship that fell sent a message across the galaxy. Humanity had found its teeth, and they were sharp. But the real message was yet to come. As the battle raged in space, the biological agents spread through the Nexus Station. Within an hour, the celebrations had turned to screams. The Korvani's supposedly superior immune systems proved helpless against diseases that had evolved specifically to target their biology. Captain, Sarah reported, monitoring the station's communications. It's working. They're dying by the thousands. Good, but we're not done yet. The Vengeance continued its deadly dance through the Korvani fleet, each pass leaving destruction in its wake. The alien ships, built for conquest and intimidation, proved surprisingly fragile when faced with human ingenuity and fury. Captain, Torres called out, long-range sensors are picking up reinforcements. Looks like the entire Korvani Third Fleet is en route. How many ships? 237. Jake whistled low. That's a lot of targets. Zara's smile was cold as space itself. Yes, it is. Marcus, think you can soup up our weapons even more. Already on it, Captain. Give me 10 minutes. Sarah, any more surprises in your bag of tricks? Actually, yes. I've been working on something special. A little present for High Admiral Vex'tar himself. As the battle continued around them, the crew of the Vengeance prepared for the second phase of their campaign. They had come to the Nexus Station to rescue their people and punish their enemies. But as they watched the Korvani fleet burning around them, as they listened to screams echoing from the station, as they felt the righteous fury of their species coursing through their veins, they realized something important. This wasn't just about revenge anymore. This was about sending a message that would echo across the galaxy for generations to come. This was about showing every species in the cosmos exactly what happened when you push humanity too far. And the lesson was just beginning. The galaxy's awakening. The Korvani Third Fleet dropped out of hyperspace like a swarm of metallic locusts, their massive dreadnoughts casting shadows across the burning remains of the Nexus Station. High Admiral Vex'tar's flagship, the Subjugator, led the charge, its weapons already charging for what should have been the final blow against a lone human vessel. But Captain Zara Chen was no longer thinking defensively. Marcus, tell me you got good news, she called out as the bridge shook from another impact. Better than good, Captain. I've been reverse engineering their quantum resonators. Turns out, when you remove the safety limiters and add some human creativity, you get something wonderful. Define wonderful. Marcus grinned like a madman. How about a weapon that can turn their own technology against them? Every ship in their fleet is connected to a central command network. I can use their own communication system to deliver a little surprise. Do it. As the Vengeance danced between the massive alien vessels, Marcus uploaded his viral program into the Korvani network. Within minutes, the results were spectacular. Ship after ship began experiencing critical system failures as their own computers turned against them. Jake, evasive maneuvers. Take us toward the Subjugator. Captain, that's their flagship. It's got enough firepower to vaporize a planet. Perfect. Then it'll make a nice statement when it's nothing but debris. Dr. Kim approached the command chair, her face grim with determination. Captain, I've got something special for Vex'tar. The biological agent I developed for the station was just the opening act. This one is personal. How personal? Remember how he said he'd make every human in the galaxy suffer? Well, I've created something that will make him understand exactly what suffering means. It's airborne, fast-acting, and specifically designed to cause maximum pain before death. Sarah, I need you to understand something. What we're doing here today is going to change everything. Every species in the galaxy is watching. Are you prepared for that? Sarah's eyes were cold as winter. My sister was helping children when they came. She died protecting kids who weren't even her own species. Yes, Captain, I'm prepared. The Vengeance streaked toward the subjugator, its enhanced weapons carving to the Korvani escort ships like they were made of paper. The alien dreadnought's shields flared and sparked under the assault. Beheld, Captain, Torres reported, their shields are adapting to our weapon's frequency. Then we adapt faster. Marcus, can you modulate our weapons to match their shield frequency? Already on it. But, Captain, this is going to drain our power reserves completely. Do it anyway. We only need one good shot. The Vengeance's weapons suddenly changed pitch, their energy beams shifting color as they found the resonance frequency of the subjugator's shields. The massive alien vessel shuddered as its defenses collapsed. Now, Sarah, deploy your gift. A single torpedo launched from the Vengeance, its payload invisible but deadly. It struck the subjugator's hull and penetrated deep into the ship's ventilation system. On the bridge of the Korvani flagship, High Admiral Vex'tar was screaming orders at his crew when the air suddenly tasted wrong. Within minutes, his 4 eyes were weeping blood, and his mandibles were clicking in agony. "What is this?" He gasped into his communicator. "What have you done?" Zara's voice came through crystal clear. "We've given you exactly what you gave us, Vex'tar. Fear, pain, the knowledge that your actions have consequences. You cannot do this. The Galactic Council will." The Galactic Council stood by and watched while you murdered 12 million innocent people. They had their chance to stop you. Now it's our turn. As Vex'tar writhed in agony, the rest of the Korvani fleet found itself facing a nightmare scenario. Their ships were failing, their weapons were turning against them, and the single human vessel they had come to destroy was tearing through their ranks like an avenging angel. But the real shock came when the communications started pouring in from across the galaxy. "Captain," Lisa announced, "we're receiving transmissions from human colonies throughout the sector. They're launching attacks on Korvani installations everywhere." "What do you mean, everywhere?" "I mean every single human settlement, every space station, every outpost." The moment word of New Shanghai spread, they started organizing. They'd been waiting for someone to make the first move. Jake looked up from his tactical display, his face pale. "Captain, long-range sensors are detecting massive fleet movements. It's not just the Korvani. The Zephyrians are mobilizing. So are the Altarians and the Centauri Federation. Against us? No, ma'am. Against each other. It looks like every species that's ever had a conflict is using this as an excuse to settle old scores." Zara felt a chill run down her spine. "We've started a galactic war." "Yes, ma'am. And we're winning." The battle around the Nexus Station had become a rout. The Korvani Third Fleet, once the pride of their empire, was now nothing but floating wreckage. The subjugate itself was drifting dead in space, its crew either dead or dying from Sarah's biological weapon. But the real victory was happening across the galaxy. "Captain," Torres reported, "I'm getting reports from human colonies everywhere. The Korvani base on Kepler Prime has fallen. The slave processing center on Vega 7 is under human control. The prison planet at Wolf 359 has been liberated. How many casualties?" "Surprisingly few, ma'am. Turns out when you fight with nothing to lose, you become pretty effective." Zara activated the ship's communication system again, broadcasting on all frequencies throughout the galaxy. "This is Captain Zara Chen of the Human Confederation. 12 hours ago, you witnessed the destruction of a Korvani fleet. This was not random violence. This was justice. For too long, humanity has been seen as weak, as prey, as something to be conquered and consumed. Today, that perception dies." The transmission reached every corner of known space, every species, every government, every individual who had ever wondered what humans were truly capable of. "Let me be clear about something. We did not start this war. We did not ask for this conflict. We simply wanted to live in peace, to raise our children, to explore the stars. But you would not let us. You saw our compassion as weakness. You mistook our desire for peace as inability to fight." The Vengeance moved through the debris field that had once been the Korvani Third Fleet, its weapons silent now, its mission nearly complete. "Today, you learn the truth. Humans are not weak. We are not prey. We are not your victims. We are something far more dangerous. We are survivors. We are innovators. We are the species that turns disadvantage into advantage, that makes weapons from hope and shields from determination. Across the galaxy, alien species watched in stunned silence as human forces continued their rampage. The Korvani Empire, which had seemed invincible just days before, was crumbling under the assault of the species they had dismissed as primitive. But here's what you need to understand. This isn't about conquest. This isn't about domination. This is about respect. Every species in this galaxy has the right to exist, to grow, to prosper. But that right comes with a responsibility. The responsibility to respect the same rights in others. Dr. Kim approached the command chair, her face showing the exhaustion of someone who had just changed the course of galactic history. Captain, I'm receiving reports from the medical teams on the liberated worlds. The Korvani have been experimenting on human prisoners. Biological weapons, psychological torture, genetic modification. Zara's expression darkened. How many? Thousands, ma'am. Maybe tens of thousands. They were trying to create a slave race. Humans modified to be more compliant, more docile. And now they're free. All of them. And they're angry. The communication continued, now carrying an edge of something that made every alien listener pay attention. The Korvani Empire chose to see us as laboratory animals. They chose to treat our children as property. They chose to believe that their technology made them superior to our spirit. They were wrong about all of it. On worlds across the galaxy, alien governments were holding emergency sessions. The humans, the species they had all dismissed as newcomers, as primitives, as harmless, had just demonstrated capacity for warfare that shocked even the most militaristic races. We have freed every human slave in Korvani space. We have destroyed their fleet. We have liberated their prison worlds. And we have sent a message that will echo across the galaxy for generations to come. The Vengeance began its journey home, its mission complete. Behind it, the Nexus Station burned, a monument to the price of underestimating humanity. From this day forward, let every species in the galaxy understand this truth. Humans are not your enemies. We do not seek to conquer you, to enslave you, to destroy you. But we will not be conquered. We will not be enslaved. We will not be destroyed. As the ship entered hyperspace, heading toward the liberated human worlds, Zara felt the weight of what they had accomplished. They had not just won a battle. They had changed the fundamental balance of power in the galaxy. Touch our children, and we will end you. Threaten our families, and we will erase you from existence. Mistake our kindness for weakness, and you will learn what true strength looks like. The transmission ended, leaving the galaxy in stunned silence. The Korvani Empire was in ruins. The human species had revealed its true nature, and every alien civilization was now faced with a choice. Respect humanity's place in the galaxy, or face the consequences of their ancestors' mistake. Captain Zara Chen looked out at the stars, knowing that everything had changed. The galaxy had learned what a human could do when pushed too far. The lesson had been brutal, swift, and unforgettable. And somewhere in the depths of space, on 1,000 different worlds, alien leaders were asking themselves the same question. What have we awakened? The answer would shape the future of the galaxy for millennia to come. Humanity had found its place among the stars, not as victims, not as prey, but as a species that would define what it meant to survive in a hostile universe. The galaxy would never be the same, and that was exactly what Captain Zara Chen had intended.